Hey everybody, Happy New Year! You're gonna have to forgive my voice because, of course, I had to start 2017 off with a nasty head and chest cold. In this video, I want to look over what I did in my 2016 bullet journal and then explore some of the changes that I've made for 2017, as well as some of the new supplies that I'm going to be using and how they hold up in my Leuchtturm journal. So in 2016, I used a Typo A5 Buffalo journal, and it held up pretty well to all of the wear and tear. I was experimenting a lot in 2016, so I was pretty rough to the pages. As you can see, I decided to glue some cardstock to the top of some of my opening pages. This was for decorative purposes and was pretty much a mistake because the glue made the paper buckle, and that means goodbye to glue in 2017. A lot of these pages at the beginning of my bullet journal were repurposed in 2017. I started journaling in July, and I used the traditional daily logs in the beginning, and I found that didn't work for me because if it wasn't set up ahead of time, I would forget to use it. So then I transitioned to using weekly logs instead, and I loved them. I'm going to stick with them. It just works better when everything's set up ahead of time. I experimented with layouts and colors and the way that I divided months between each other, and in the end, I was really happy with what I found as my kind of system. I even tried Dutch doors, which involves cutting up the pages in your bullet journal, so 2016 was a lot of experimenting, and in 2017 I think I found the formula that works for me, and I'm really excited to keep using it. So this Leuchtturm journal starts off with pages of index, which are pretty cool. I'm not sure that I will use them now, but in the future, when I want to look back in this journal, they might be helpful. My future log is different in this journal. All I did was print a calendar for the year off and then write down each month and the major events on the corresponding page. And then it's immediately followed by my goals for the year and the books that I want to read. I haven't filled this page out yet, but I'm hoping to read a lot more in 2017. I also have decided to use the level 10 life spread, and I was inspired by Boho Berry. And basically what you do is you break your life up into 10 categories and then rank on a scale of 1 to 10 how you feel about those. And because I'm really bad at spatial planning, I actually ran out of room and had to put this insert in this page, but I'm still pretty happy with it. Then we move into January of this year, and as you can see, I made too large of a box and then ended up having to make squares for all those days that just aren't in the month. And then we move into the first weekly spread, and this is a week that I'm going to be traveling, so I know I won't be writing a lot, so I left it pretty sparse. And this semester planning is something I used a lot in 2016, so I kept it for 2017, and I'm probably going to mark it so that it's easy to flip to. Now, for some new supplies for 2017, I have some highlighters and some pens that come in a variety of colors, and I was given these for Christmas. These highlighters are really cool because they write sort of like a calligraphy marker and they don't bleed through in the pages of my Leuchtturm. And then of course the Pilot G2 pens are amazing, so I love all of the colors that come with that. I was also given these watercolor dual tip markers, and they do ghost a little on the pages, but it's not so bad that I'm not going to use them, and I've actually used them quite a lot for all of the different colored headers that you just saw in my journal. They have a thin, fine tip marker end, and then they have a brush tip end that you can practice a variety of writing styles with. So those are really cool. I've been using them a lot in the journal. I think that being unafraid of a little bit of ghosting is good. And then instead of glue, I'm using these craft adhesive squares to stick anything down inside of the journal that I want to stick down. I have a pen test page in the back of my Leuchtturm, so you can see all of those pens and markers that I just showed you, how they look on the page, and then what it looks like on the opposite page. So for 2017, I've finally found my groove for bullet journaling. I have started setting up all of the weeks so that they're done ahead of time because that's easier for me, especially when I get super busy and don't have time to just sit down and really work on making a nice spread. And I'm really excited for where this year is going to bring me. I hope that this bullet journal holds up to all of the wear and tear, and I hope that this video has been very helpful to all of you. If you guys like this video, you can visit my website, follow me on my social media accounts, or like my page on Facebook.